The source and center of all man's creative power is the power of making images, all the power of imagination. And on the Art Express, we are always delighted to put your imagination to work. Welcome to the show. I am Tolokwe Lamidi. Africa Artists Foundation presents a pilgrim's journey through the shades of yellow. Johnson Ocheja's first ever solo exhibition, curated by Princess Ayola, with curatorial advisory from Azu Nwagbogbo. Let's take a look.
My name is Johnson Ocheja. I'm a visual artist and also a photographer. I'm based in Kaduna and I'm currently having my solo exhibition here in Lagos. And my exhibition is titled The Pilgrim's Journey Through the Shades of Yellow. Well, art for me basically is self-discovery. It's a way, it was through art I was able to discover myself and I found purpose. My choice of color, yellow, it's basically because yellow for me represents my safe space. It represents happiness. And I wanted to also talk about how I was able to get to this safe space. So for me, if you check on all of my works, they are in different shades of yellow. And the different shades of yellow represents the different stages of my journey.
One of my favorite things is like art that is really bright, you know, in color, and so I think I'm really excited by the use of color and like the textures, and also, you know, the title of the piece, A Pilgrim's Journey Through the Shades of Yellow. So I think it's interesting reading the what the artist has to say about their work, and then going and trying to find some of the themes that are there, like seeing like reoccurring pieces of furniture, a book, of foliage. Something that is really striking to me, I think, is just seeing women, like images of women and girls in very, very, very familiar settings, but also like I'm looking at each one and I'm connecting to it and thinking like, oh, this is the time of my life when this happened, or this is this person and this is this person. So I think what is really striking in each of the pictures is how each item, there's not many items in the pictures, but how each item is very evocative. It's, you know, you can speak to it like, what does this purse mean? What does this bag mean? What's happening in this person's life? And like, how are they holding this story of the yellow that, you know, this artist has says, and like what the yellow means in like the pursuit of like, you know, or the arrival of joy and happiness, and how does that yellow contrast with the rest of the setting? Like what's going on in that person's life? So it's really striking. I think it's enjoyable to experience, but it's also very emotional, you know.
Love it. Like there's something about yellow that's so joyful. It like makes me feel very happy. So being able to see that, but then also to see there's something about the blue of the colors. I'm excited being here. I'm excited like seeing the art and like wondering if I could buy one, like where in my house like I'd be able to put it. So I'm really happy and excited to see it. I think that they should learn there's beautiful art like to come and see, that there are many like activities and things to do in Lagos, and like seeing art is one of them. Like I'm so excited whenever I get a chance to come to Alliance Francaise and actually see everything they're putting together. So I think that viewers should know that there's beautiful art they can come and see, and even if you're not going to actually be able to get something, just to see it is wonderful.
For his debut solo, Johnson Ocheja makes his muse the pilgrim archetype. The pilgrim is typically associated with religious iconography, but the pilgrim is really anyone who seeks a deeper sense of purpose and significance in life. This question is ultimately the journey of the artist. The artist is first crushed by society and misunderstood before seeking a safe, often solitary space that may be seen as a pilgrim's journey. With the pilgrim's journey, through the shades of yellow, Johnson Ocheja is no longer trying to be an artist. He's actualizing his journey. Yellow is Ocheja's safe color, the color with fewer tones than green, but one that only represents happiness and joy. The purpose isn't merely about self, but also Ocheja's documentation and relative immortalization of his subjects.
This is such a lovely exhibition, and I really love the theme of the exhibition because it's something that we all experience. We're like pilgrim in the world and we go through different phases, and it's very lovely to see like a positive aspect of this journey that we go through, understanding the interaction from someone else's perspective and also seeing that in our own self. It's really beautiful.
Coming here today, I'm expecting to see the brain or see the mind of the artist, and I'm looking forward to actually having a good time interpreting some of the artworks that are actually exposed here. As a matter of fact, coming in, I could see the touch of yellow, which kind of speaks a lot about mood, happiness, and everything. So, coming from today's exhibition, I'm expecting to have like a bright mood, basically explaining and looking through the artworks.
The exhibition is basically about how the artist is trying to speak to how the destination is not the end point. The journey is very important. All of the works in the exhibition are basically about people that are close to him, and also the yellow that is emphasizing in his pictures represents happiness, because yellow is a vibrant color, it's the color of life, so it represents happiness for him, and it's, in simple words, it's just demonstrating how the destination is not the end point. You have to also enjoy the journey and also celebrate your victories and losses during the time of the journey as well.
Co is pleased to present Lean on Me, a group exhibition created by Brice Asner Yonko, which explores interpersonal relations and transnational connections in post-colonial Africa, featuring 6 contemporary artists. Let's meet them.
The title of the exhibition is Lean on Me. This exhibition explores interpersonal relations and transnational connections in post-colonial Africa through the works of 6 contemporary artists. We try to have we tried to create a space which could be the mirror of what Africa could be if it was unified through the works of artists who discuss about spirituality, who explore questions of identity and gender, share their experiences in the different countries where they are from, through the work of artists who celebrate as well their identity through portraiture. This was greatly inspired by the works of thinkers and authors like Chinua Achebe, Achille Mbembe, Leonora Miano. The exhibition is divided into 2 spaces, and this was guided by a statement of Achille Mbembe in Out of the Dark Night, which is one of his book with essays on the decolonization of Africa. In this particular essay, he states that to free oneself from colonial alienation once and for all, and to heal from the wounds inflicted by the laws of race, one must know oneself. And so this is the idea and the objective for this exhibition, is what do we know about each other and how can we connect through the works of these artists, you know, who create pieces which are vulnerable, which create pieces which are empowering in this space, which could also be perceived as a safe space. Artists featured in this exhibition come from South Africa, like Turia Magalela, whose tapestry is right behind me. We have artists from Nigeria as well, with Yagazi Emezi. We have Collins Obijaku. We have artists from Cameroon. His name is Sese Langwe. He's a figurative artist. We have Stephen Price, who's a Ghanaian Italian artist based in Birmingham. And I think we've gone, and we have Elagency Dolumo, who is a French Caribbean artist. So if you go around, you would get into their world, but at the same time, I think that the works all paired together create this space and allows us to really like go deeper into how we connect with each other and how we could connect with your practices as well.
The works feature works of 5 emerging Nigerian contemporary artists in an interesting mix and represent a wide spectrum of aesthetic, conceptual perspectives, and creativity.
The work I'm showing here is a work that has to do with self-love. I'm trying to talk about how we could take care of ourselves more and show love to ourselves. And mostly my works are basically about documenting people, the people around me, people in Nigeria mostly. I work on linen. The work you're seeing here is done on linen. So I use oil. I normally use oil and charcoal to make my paintings.
So this is another group exhibition that we're having that we're really excited about. We have an artist that hasn't been shown in Nigeria, but he's a Nigerian artist and has become really quite prominent in his work. His name is Collins Obijaku. And we have actually a group show of 6 artists. So there's Yagazi Emezi. She's a photographer, she's a photojournalist, she's Nigerian, Igbo, and she's talking about her experience with her chi and her religion. We have a Cameroonian artist that we've shown before called Sese Langwe, and we have a South African artist called Turia Magadelia, and we have Stephen Price. So we're really excited. Stephen Price is from Ghana, he's a British Ghanaian, and it's just everyone. It's called Lean On Me, so how the artists converse with each other in this dialogue.
All my works with this present series actually work with raffia that has been sourced traditionally from Port Harcourt. And this particular image is a representation of my introduction to my chi, when my chi first revealed itself to me. So it's more of a presentation of I am here. These are actually self-portraitures, which means that it's actually me in this image. And this image is when I have connected to my chi through the use of raffia and using masquerades, and I have embodied the masquerade, and I am celebrating this newfound connection. The backstory is your chi kind of serves as your guiding path through life. So according to Igbo belief, before you are born, your personal chi meets with the great creator, and there's a contract for your destiny in life and where you're supposed to go to in life. Bear in mind, this sort of belief exists in various different cultures around the world, but of course I'm connected more so to my Igbo identity by this. And my chi, once again, is my guide through life to make sure that I am fulfilling that contract that has been set.
Today on Theatre, Unilag in Town presents Femi Oshofiso's Issue and the Vagabond Minstrels, a public presentation of Unilag's 2023 convocation play, directed by Felix Emorua at the Terra Culture, Lagos.
We are here because we have a program titled Issue and the Vagabond Mistress. It's actually a play, and it is a program that is being sponsored by or put together by Unilag. And the title or the heading that we gave it is Unilag in Town. And we were able to put this production on stage thanks to the Vice Chancellor of Unilag, as well as the director in charge, Dr. Felix Emerua. Okay, so the play basically talks about the act of kindness and the importance of kindness. It focuses on saving humanity, and we are looking at how greed is usually an issue, especially in today's generation, today's society. And we're trying to tell the people or show them how kindness is actually more important than cheating people to amass wealth.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing on existing protocol. As you sit back, relax, and enjoy this wonderful theatre production by Femi Oshofiso, titled Eshu and the Vagabond Mistress. But before we go, we have to teach our theme song. My people, it is very simple, oh. It is a call and response. All you have to say is, Joe, Joe. Joe, Joe. Say it down. Joe, Joe. Feel free. Joe, Joe. Tell him drop akara. Joe, Joe. I say drop akara. Joe, Joe. Let him drop akara. Joe, Joe. Let him go and do more. Shout the boss in the window. Joe, Joe. Kaki akara. Joe, Joe.
We are here to celebrate humanity. We are here to teach people about kindness and how hard work pays, and not just basically focusing on acquiring wealth without working. And we are trying to bring more of Unilag into town, like the title says, Unilag in town. Oh, the experience is nice, stressful, but nice because we are still in session and we have to balance this together.
I am not scared of issue. Yes, I know he can be kind and benevolent to those who he favors. But Omele, what in Shopono's name is this about sharing issues food? Have you gone mad?
I will explain.
Please do.
Please. This crossroad. I used to live there after I left the village. My master's shop was over there. So from there we saw a lot of things. People bringing food and laying them on this crossroad.
Why? What's for?
As offerings to issue. From those looking for children, to those looking for riches, and those looking for long life. Secretary is the last one to the town behind us.
We are here to witness a very good event that's from the University of Lagos that is called Unilag in Town. And I think it's a very good one, bringing the activities of the Department of Creative Arts before the town people, you know. And I play the role of the male leopard, and Orunmila is a dual character.
You said you can't wait. Wait for what? I don't know. See, I'm very tired.
Tell us, what is the game? He's saying he's tired.
I am saying he's not.
Nonsense! What are you saying? A feasting house. That's what you promised us.
Yes.
Food in abundance. That's why we dragged ourselves through the door and followed all this distance. And now, you are saying I'm tired. And this place is as boring as a graveyard.
And so what? Are you better than a cop anyway?
What is right? Everybody, corpses, that is what we perform. We move from one hole to another, scratching, and the smell of bread follows our every step.
You too, Diggy. You too.
Hunger, my friend. Hunger makes a life meaningless.
And this was your rubbish you keep mounting. Is that what's going to feed us?
Corpses! Yes, for living corpses. The just don't have a stomach hungry for food.
Basically, the play titled Issue and the Vagabond Mistress by Oshofiso, as directed by Dr. Felix Emerua. You know, it's a play that actually reflects, it is written to reflect our culture and then our cultural values, to remind us, to educate us about the ethics, the morals, the standards, and of course the socio-cultural benefits that are embedded in our culture.
Femi Oshofison's issue and the Vagabond Minstrels projects the concerns and worries of the playwright with reference to governance and corruption in the country. The play's thesis is that every government has the tendency for corruption. The only alternative, as inferred from the play, is the quest for and sustenance of humanity.
And the play itself, as written by the playwright, is all about talking about human compassion. And then, you know, there's this saying that you never can know a man until he has money, until he has power, until he has wealth. You know, then the trueness in him will show. To this extent, we're talking about every human being, especially at this our dispensation, where we're talking about another, what's it called, a handover that is coming in soon. And then what we are trying to preach with this place is a simple one, that whatever it is that we are going to do with ourselves to move the country and move ourselves forward, human compassion should be the core thing. You know, if all of us see ourselves as human beings and not animals in zoos, you know, as alleged.
How could I have known things had changed so much? How? It's my mistake.
A mistake? Which almost killed us. It's my mistake.
Charity. That was the creed we were all raised on, and everyone practiced it. No stranger passed by without finding a roof or a bed to lay his head. They taught us to give freely, like mother nature. So how could I have known that these people, my own people, will see men in distress and drive them away? How?
And now they drove us. Obele ran like a student. When the
I call it the African Renaissance, but from the Nigerian point of view, it's about ethics, it's about remembering our values and sharing it. It's about our culture, it's about tradition, and we're best, but the creative arts of the universities. And we have a very vibrant creative arts department at the University of Lagos with very talented artists, both staff and students. So we felt it was important we shared some of that talent with the town. But more importantly, though we're sharing the talent, we're actually helping to reawaken the values and our ethics. And so we're performing today the play issue and the Vagabond Minstrels by Professor Femi Oshofison from the University of Ibadan, a very well-known artist who published this in paper form in 1991. And you can see that what he said then still resonates very strongly today. And really the play is about the adverse effects or the repercussions of corruption, of materialism, of greed, you know, putting those ahead of humanity.
And that's our package today on the Art Express. It's always a pleasure to take you on this walk weekly. Now, love art and live art. I am Tolokwe Lamidi. Have a great time. Bye-bye.